Hi and welcome back to A Case for Books. The other week I met up with YA author Alwyn Hamilton at Waterstone's Tottenham Court Road in London to chat through some of her favourite literary heroines in celebration of the release of the third book in the Rebel of the Sands series, Hero at the Fall.
So Hero at the Fall picks up about a month after the end of Traitor to the Throne. The rebellion has fallen prey to an ambush and is basically mostly imprisoned, and what is left of the rebellion, which is essentially Amani and Jin and a handful of other people, are on a mission to rescue them and take the throne once and for all. One of the heroines I'm obsessed with is Cat Bishop from High Society. This will always be one of my favorite YA books for the simple reason that it's the first YA book I read as a non-YA out of university. I basically read YA up until I went away to university and didn't have any more time to read fiction. I was just reading art history books, non-fiction, and I came out of university, got really into crime books for a while, and so I picked up High Society and read it in a day, was completely obsessed, and was like, well, I need to read all of the YA that exists in the world. It's a teen retelling of Ocean's 11, so she's kind of a young female Danny Ocean, so it's kind of the Ocean's 8 before Ocean's 8 was a thing, and I like that she is competent and self-assured, but doesn't need to do that by throwing punches, and I love those heroines too, obviously, but sometimes you just need one who's a bit brainy and cool. Ella Enchanted is, you know that quote from The Princess Bride where he says something along the lines of, it's my favorite book that I've never read, because his grandfather reads it to him all the time. I mean, obviously it's a fictional book, but his grandfather always read it to him, and so he'd never actually sat down and read it himself. Ella Enchanted was that book for me because I had it on audiobook for such a long time. Ella Enchanted, if you haven't read it, is a Cinderella retelling about a girl who is quote-unquote gifted by a fairy to always do as she's told, which is supposed to make her super obedient, but actually makes her super rebellious, and it sort of gave me a taste for the disobedient heroines, I guess. Alana, they are about a girl who is one half of a set of twins, one of whom's a boy, one of whom's her, and she's about to be sent off to be a lady, he's going to be sent off to be a knight. Neither of them want that, so they exchange places, and she dresses up as a boy to go to night school, and disguising your gender to take away the limitations that the world has put on you, which is definitely something that Amani does in Rebel, and that always all goes back to Alana. I mean, if I could have made her a redhead, I probably would have. This is the book that desperately made me want to be a redhead when I was growing up. So Alana has always been a huge inspiration as sort of the girl who's told you can't, and then does anyway by circumnavigating the things that society tells her a girl is supposed to be. Nina from Six of Crows is definitely one of the heroines I'm most obsessed with, to the point that when I was about halfway through the book, I closed it and I was and I just took a minute to plan what we'd do on a day out together if we were friends. I'm just obsessed with her, and again, it's a heroine who doesn't fit the mold of being a heroine by being what a male hero is. She is very feminine, there's clothes, there's the love of pastries, and all those sorts of things, but no less powerful and intense, and probably underestimated sometimes because of being a woman with sort of more frivolous interests. And so that's something that I've always liked in books and like to play with a little bit in Rebel, of the sort of underestimating of female heroines because they are not male, essentially. And then there's The Winter's Curse by Marie Rutkowski, the heroine of which is Kestrel. But I never tell people, whenever I tell them to read The Winter's Curse, I never tell people what it's about. I just tell them how it makes me feel. Which is I started at 9 p.m. one night. It was a work night, it had been a long day, and I was I'm gonna just, read for an hour to chill myself out, and then I'll go to sleep. Next thing I knew, it was 4 a.m. And I heard myself say out loud, Kestrel, Aaron, no! And then closed the book, and I was so distressed. Again, Kestrel is a heroine who is in a sort of typically violent scenario you would think, in that her country has invaded another country, and there's quite a lot of pressure on her to either get married or join the army, and because she has a very strategic mind, they want her to join the army. And I thought that was an interesting take on the girl fighter, of it, her not being about, killing people with blades. In fact, it's shown throughout that she's actually a pretty poor fighter. So I really am inspired by her as a just smarter than everyone else, even than the reader. And Shazad in the Rebel books is probably a lot like Kestrel, or I wish that she was a lot like Kestrel. I can't aspire to be as brilliant as she is. I love a heroine who is, you know, militarily or inclined, but without the sword.
So there's a bit about 5 of the heroines that inspired Alwyn. I'd love to hear if you'd read any of these books and they'd inspired you, or who your favourite literary heroines are. Hero at the Fall is out now, and please do remember to like the video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll be back soon with some more bookish videos.